My project on why do runners buy Nike. And the reason why I chose this was being a runner myself. I'm always looking for the best running shoe, and there's a large amount of competition out there between brands like Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Asics, and I'm just kind of curious as to why people choose Nike. I know why I chose Nike, but why do other people? So that leads me to my question: why do runners buy Nike? And why ask this? Well, Nike spent close to $3 billion already in 2020 just on advertising. So if we can figure out why people are buying Nike, we can maybe hone in on that budget a little bit more and make it a bit more efficient and work more for Nike versus just using a wide range of just performance ads. Maybe there's a different reason why people are buying Nike and they're just not seeing it. So the way I did my research was through survey and articles, and I created my survey with these 5 questions. First off, are you a runner? And then as a runner, what is most important to you when looking for a running shoe? I wanted to do a ranking question between different brands just to see where Nike would fall. And then have you ever tried Nike running shoes? And I wanted to see how they liked them. And then can you describe the experience you had with Nike running shoes? And then if you did leave Nike, what brand did you go to afterwards? And then how do you feel about that now? So it was just an open comment question. And this is the results I got from 2 of those questions. The most important ones were being rank the brands, and then what do you find most important when buying a running shoe? I'm actually surprised to see that there's a pretty even bias between these brands. Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and Asics all seem to be pretty even for people. The only one that's falling a little bit short is Under Armour. I'm not surprised by that. I don't hear a lot about them. But I'm also not surprised that comfort and quality are the most important sought after qualities in a running shoe that people are looking at. Obviously, you want to be comfortable when you're running and you want them to last a long time, so you're not having to spend $150 every single year for new running shoes. And these are just some of the quotes I got from that last question on my survey. Someone switched to Asics because they were just really comfortable and they never really liked Nike. Someone thought that Nike was really uncomfortable and wore out too easily and switched to Adidas, and now they're happy. Obviously, we have an evangelist who commented and even not only knows that their shoe model, but then the year of the shoe model or the version of the shoe model. So clearly they love Nike and I don't think they're ever going to go back. So that's good to see. And then someone who hasn't had the chance to try Nike running shoes, but then related the question to their use of skateboarding shoes and how those have held up pretty good. So you have 2 people who have not liked Nike and then 2 people who have liked Nike. And I think that's really important to remember here. And moving into my next point, there are 13 different parts to a shoe. I think this is actually really important when it comes to my recommendation. Because I'm not going to list them all off for you, but if you think about it, there are 13 different parts to a shoe and everyone has different feet. Then there's just going to be some brands that aren't going to work for some people because they have their magic formula and what they think a shoe is comfortable in. So I think it's really important to remember that since everyone has different feet, everyone's going to feel differently about a brand because a brand's going to make their shoes basically the same way every time. My recommendation for Nike, just having that in mind, realize that different feet equals different needs. So not everyone is going to be comfortable with their narrow shoe. People do sometimes have wider feet. Some people just aren't going to be comfortable with maybe the way their arch is in the Nike. So maybe and I don't know if this actually already been done or not, but maybe create a custom shoe service where they can go into Nike, get measured, and then Nike will make a shoe for them based on those measurements. I think that caters to everyone, and that gives Nike a chance to service everyone. And then they can make some ads based off of quality and comfort needs that these consumers are having. Because I think the main reason why people aren't liking Nike is just because they're uncomfortable for them. So if Nike can find a way to make the shoe comfortable for them by making it a custom service, then I think that they'll probably have a bit more conversions coming their way.